This November I'm going to attempt to complete NaNoWriMo again. Last year I completed NaNoWriMo by writing 57,425 words in a month. Last year's novel was called Road Stories and is a fictional account of two guys going through America on a road trip. Having not been to America myself, all I really had to go on was a map that I created on Google Maps on day one that I then had to recalibrate some way through NaNoWriMo because I didn't really give my characters enough time to cross the country, myself enough time to write the whole thing, and also they weren't really seeing anything that interesting compared to the route which I created later on in the project. I did have a book that I was going to use to prep in the months leading up to NaNoWriMo, and that was this one here, Ready Set Novel, which is good, it's just I never really used it. I never actually got the full use out of it. I might use it for this year, but it's unlikely. The lack of prep basically meant that this story existed in my head. I had to sit down and type, that's all I could do. Sit down, write. And I am surprised that I was able to get 50,000 words out of that method. This is it, this is Road Stories. It's a copy I had made on Blurb. I think I only ever actually got 2 of these made, and with this size text on the page, it comes to 346 pages, which I'm pretty happy with. This is actually an old edit now because I've made quite a few changes since this was printed, but it's still nice to have, you know, just lying around. Something that really did help me last year though were the writing sprints that NaNoWriMo do live on their YouTube channel. That was actually really useful. It, you know, gave me motivation to sit down and write when I really wasn't feeling that I wanted to. When I really just wanted to sit back and not do a thing. It just gave me the motivation to sit down and just do as many words as I possibly could. That and the forums that they have on the NaNoWriMo site, they're really good for just motivating you and just keeping you focused on the task of writing 50,000 words in a month. Last year's novel was a road trip novel. This year, I'm writing a zombie trilogy. So, let me just quickly explain. Part 1 is based on a comedy script that I wrote for my younger brother a few years ago now, of just him and his friends and how they would react in a zombie situation. My younger brother and his friends really liked it, so I told them that I would do a sequel, and I planned to, I really did. I mean, I have this notebook here with pages upon pages of ideas for the sequel to this zombie comedy, but then I realised that it would be better to write in a book rather than a script. So my scripts, they're fun to write, but they never get made. It's a book, that's something I can physically give. That's something I can say, here you are, here's something I made for you guys. I really hope you enjoy it. The first part is a comedy. The second part, I'm kind of hoping to be more drama based. And the third part, I don't know. I have no idea yet. Just see what kind of happens while I'm writing it. I might extend it, I might make the rest of it drama and just the first part of it comedy. I might make it sci-fi, I don't know. But I do want kind of a distinct voice for each book. So it's a trilogy, so it's 3 short books that will make up 50,000 words, well 3 parts. So part 1 comedy, part 2 drama, part 3 as of yet undefined. In comparison to last year, I actually have a ton of prep already available to myself. Obviously I've not written a word of the novel yet, that starts November 1st, but all the prep I have now is mountains compared to last year. I mean, as you can see, I have the original scripts that I've already shown you, I have the notes for creating the sequel to the original script, and I also have this book that my friend Tabitha got me, which is called 642 Things to Write About, which is full of writing prompts and ideas, and it's just a really good tool. And as you can see, I'm working my way through it. It's a really good tool for just, you know, keeping your mind working creatively when it comes to writing. Just wanted to make this video because I want to make the video log for the whole of NaNoWriMo. I kind of wanted to do this one so I wouldn't have to introduce what I did last year at the beginning of it, and I could just use the log to keep track of word count and how I'm actually doing through it, because I remember last year as being pretty good, which it couldn't have been because I sat down and wrote the novel. Other than that, look out for progress videos that I'll be uploading for this year's NaNoWriMo, and any questions, ask in the comments below. And that's it.